Personally, I wouldn't buy a Canada Goose RRP brand new. I mean, any jacket that you're starting to get into like the 700, 800, 900 are just wild prices, and I don't spend money on those types of jackets like that anymore. You'd think that if this jacket was $950 back in 2019, and this one is $13.25, why have they now reduced even more of the materials and little things throughout the jacket? So listen guys, in this video what I'm going to be doing is comparing an old school 2019 Canada Goose Langford with a 2025 Canada Goose Langford Parker. Prices have creeped up like crazy as of the last couple of years, and Canada Goose has literally jumped up. In some cases, I'm sure it's like 40% over the last 4 or 5 years. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But one of the things that I've personally noticed is some big changes in the jacket. So your Canada Goose from 2025 is not the same Canada Goose from 2019. Let me show you the differences in this video. So let's get straight into it. Two jackets here. I've got a Canada Goose Langford Parker. This is the 2019 version. And right here, I have got the 2025 version. Let's show you some of the differences. So first things first, the 2025 version now comes with these back straps. I'm not really a massive fan of these back straps. Let me show you why, 1 second. The reason why I'm not a massive fan of these back straps, because for me, I feel like these are a cheap upgrade. For me, there's nothing special about this. I don't even know why they put this in the jacket, if I'm to be totally honest. And if I look at the official Canada Goose bag, the strap on here, on the bag, is very, very similar, if not better quality than the strap inside the Canada Goose jacket. So how is the strap in the bag feeling better than the strap inside the jacket? That's the first thing that I've noticed. So the old school jacket doesn't have that. The next thing that I loved about the 2019 Canada Goose Langford Parkers is the quilting on the inside. You can see this really beautiful quilt pattern on the inside of the jacket, but annoyingly when you get to the 2025 one, there's no beautiful quilt pattern inside this jacket, which is a real shame. This was $1,325 for the new 2025 version, whereas the 2019 I think was $950. Now another thing I want to show you also on the Canada Goose Langford 2019 is they've got the pull cords, which I really liked because it kind of enabled you to taper it in at the waist, which I thought was a good touch. But if we look at the 2025 version, there's no pull cord at all, unfortunately. I even feel like the Arctic Tech material on the outside of this jacket, I don't know, it feels a bit different, but I'm not, don't 100% quote me on that. Obviously another thing with the Canada Goose Langford jacket is these jackets no longer come with the fur trim, which wasn't really such a big deal for me because I didn't mind the fur, but I know a lot of people did like the fur. But you do have a zip feature on here, so you can actually zip off this down hood trim. And if you've got fur from an old jacket, you can actually attach it to your new jacket, so you still have the capabilities to do that, which is something I thought that was quite good. Another thing that I've noticed is if you look on the Canada Goose jacket, there used to be a Canada Goose tag, but they've gone and taken that off, so we don't have that anymore. So that's the Canada Goose tag that you see right there. That's actually not there anymore. The buckle on the back of the hood was made of metal. If you look at the buckle on the back of this one now, it's a really cheap plastic. And whereas the 2019 one had some engraving on it, you can see that there's no engraving on here whatsoever. So that's a bit of a downgrade and a cost-cutting session, if you ask me. Another thing that I absolutely loved about the Canada Goose jackets was the buckle that you had on the back of the jacket. This was put there because if you're wearing the jacket in the Arctic and someone should fall in the snow, you could pick them up from that and help them up with this buckle. But what you would notice on the Canada Goose Langford is they've completely removed it on the 2025 version. Another cost-cutting measure here. So you'd think that if this jacket was $950 back in 2019, and this one is 13.25. Why have they now reduced even more of the materials and little things throughout the jacket? I just find that a little bit disappointing, and one of the reasons why I can't personally buy a Canada Goose brand new. I think it's just way too expensive, personally. One of the things that I liked about the old Canada Goose is they just had proper pockets, which you can see right here. But what they've done on the 2019 version is they've given you these really weird, cheap net pockets, which, to be honest with you, just look and feel so cheap. I mean, I think if you put anything in there too long, that's going to stretch, and possibly those holes could end up getting bigger and stretching. I just think it was a poor design idea, personally. But one thing I think they did make an improvement on was the pocket on the side. I prefer this pocket here. It's a little bit more discreet compared to the 2019 version, which kind of sits here. So I do think they've made an improvement over the pocket there. The thing I've noticed as well is the mouth guard, which goes right here. So when you zip the jacket up, it goes over your mouth and you can protect your mouth from the elements. The material here, in my opinion, was a lot better. But if we look at the older one, for me, it's been a bit of a downgrade, and now it's this kind of softer, cheaper material, in my opinion. Another one that I've noticed is on the 2025 version, they've actually got these pop studs here, whereas on the Langford, they've actually got the Velcro. I don't mind either one. I think the Velcro is absolutely fine as well, and they've also got the pop stud buttons there as well, so that's just totally down to preference. Now, for me personally, I prefer the older Canada Gooses from about 2019, 2020. I just feel like the weight on them is a little bit better. In my opinion, the materials come across a little bit better to me, and the new ones, I feel there's just a little bit of cost cutting going on. So personally, I wouldn't buy a Canada Goose RRP brand new. I mean, any jacket that you're starting to get into like the 800, 900, are just wild prices, and I don't spend money on those types of jackets like that anymore. You know, I'd rather go pre-owned. Lots of sales going around as well, so if you're looking for sales, that's a good option. But for me, RRP really is just dead now, especially over the past 2 years. We've had so many sales. You're better off just waiting to see if you can get something in the sale, or go into a marketplace. So for example, our Facebook community, we've got lots of people buying and selling on there. We've got over 17,700 members, which is just crazy. And they're buying, selling and trading amongst themselves. Another thing that we're going to be opening up soon is our own marketplace. So stay tuned for that. I cannot wait to tell you more about that. But basically, because of the amount of demand that we get, where people message us daily saying, how do we sell our items? Where do we sell our items? Rather than just pointing them towards our Facebook group, which is a good thing to do, I just feel like our Facebook doesn't have all the features that I would like to see on there, like e-commerce and filters and all this type of stuff. So we are in the middle of developing a marketplace for our community, so that is going to be coming real soon. I'm mad excited about that one. Which one would you prefer to go for? Would you go for the older 2019 version, or would you go for the Canada Goose 2015 version? What's your opinions on it, guys? Right, I'm out of here. Lots more coming. Peace.